I've been a detective around here in the Summit Police Department for many years, and I've never seen a marijuana ring this far strung out with these kids. You know, they listen to this music, and it's got these trippy vibes, and it's all about smoking wacky smacky, consuming a little bit of that sticky dank dank, and they just think it's the cool thing to do, but we need to teach these kids. I need to find out who's supplying them and who's dealing it, and we're gonna put a stop to it. Now, here at Oratory, I look around and all I see are problems. I see pods from Juuls, I see buds from reefers, and I think to myself, these kids, man, they don't understand what they're doing. They're just not living the right way. And it's gonna have consequences, it's gonna have impacts. For example, wacky smacky marijuana, we'll use the technical term, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it. It's a gateway drug, simple. These kids, they light up one time, they're like, yeah man, I just lit up a split and I got high. And the next thing they do, they look for the next high, and the next high. And then they're coked out, they're on heroin. It's a terrible way to live, and it's seen everywhere. A-Rod, he used testosterone cream, and then he went to steroids. It's just how it works. Now, the problem with marijuana is it slows down these kids' minds. You see these kids, for example, Carlos Zhao. He used to get hundreds on everything. He was an A+ student. Philip Neary honors. Now, can't even get on the honor roll. He has a 60 in math. He's failing. It's just sad to see. And all it was because he decided to take that one hit at that party. Now him, Carlo, that's who I think's starting this whole ring, but I need to do some investigation first. I can't just bust into his math class, look at his math test and say, this is because of weed. No, I need to actually find the weed on him first, and I don't have a warrant. Because, you know, even though I try to be a detective, I need to do some actual detective work first. But, oh look, a bird! But, what's important is, I need to stop this. I need to get in there, I need to find out who's dealing it, who's giving it to him, if anybody's giving it to him. He could be growing it for all I know, but we really need to figure this out. There's more to weed than just slowing down the mind too. It's almost like alcohol, in a way, what it does to the mind and what it does to the body, how it just tires you out. But one thing that's important with marijuana that I was looking at is that people who smoke marijuana, they tend to have lower blood flow to their brain. And you know what that causes? Late in age? Dementia, Alzheimer's. I don't want Carlos Zhao to be getting 60s on his math tests when he's 80 years old. I want him to be getting hundreds now, later on in life, and then. And also the other kids, I care about them too, but really Carlo, who I care about. And cameraman, how's your day going? Okay, how's the wife? She's still looking good? She's still cooking? She doesn't cook anymore? You gotta buy takeout? That's depressing, you know? Back in my day when I was growing up. I'm sorry. My mom used to just be like, I'm not cooking for you, George. And my dad would just, but, I'm sorry, it's not a laughing matter. You can't do that anymore. And that's the fall of society. I can't just walk up to my kid and say, stop smoking that reefer, and just, that's what I'm gonna do to Carlo if I catch him. I'm just gonna slap his, not even his wrist, I'm just gonna slap his hand, and maybe his face a little bit too. And also probably arrest him. That's the more important thing. We don't just slap wrists anymore. We can't do that, it's not the 70s. So, we're gonna start this. That kid's buying drugs. There he is, that's Carlo. Look at him strutting about. What's in that bag? I think it's weed. You know, I was down in Mexico one time, and in Mexico, you can get a bag of weed for $80. Just that door open. That's crazy. Hey kid, listen. What you gotta do for me? Okay, I'm gonna give you all the money in my wallet, and you're gonna walk in there. And you're gonna buy drugs. Okay?
All right,
Is that
man,
understood?
all right,
Is that
all
understood?
right. Settle down, man.
Here you go, man. These kids, you gotta be rough with them. It's the only way they listen. They don't listen unless you take them, push them against the wall, and say, "Here's all my money."
It's not enough. It's not good enough. Oh, where is he in here? That's where they chew. I don't want that. Is that music? Please, music in the bathroom. This is serious. This one's some drugs. I think it's like drugs. No drugs in there. What is this? These are not drugs. Where is this? I hear the music. Buenos dias. How can I help you today?
Buongiorno, I need some drugs.
You want the drugs?
I want all your drugs. You
Wallet,
give me all my
wallet,
money
wallet.
first. Wallet.
We count and then I give you drugs.
Come on, hurry back.
No, I take my time. You're not a cop, are you?
Why would it be about drugs if I was a cop? Bill? No wire. Let's go.
That's fair. So you want all drugs?
All of the drugs. Okay. Come on.
Have a good day.
Let's go.
Have a good day.
Where did he go? Hey kid, you got the stuff that I asked for?
Yeah, I got this stuff, man.
Yo, be careful with this stuff, man. It's
Yo, what kind
expensive.
of cop are you anyway? Make it just fuck. Let's do.
All right. Just gotta make sure this is the real deal. Seems contraband. Pick that up later. These kids, man, they don't even know how to roll it. Look how loose this is. You gotta lick the edges. I'm not gonna get into this. That's a doobie, all right. Now it's time to get this guy. Wish these doors were quiet. He doesn't know what's coming. How to do? Hey, what's this?
I do not say. I don't know. Never seen that in my life.
No, say speak American. You know what this is. It's contraband.
Okay. Who's this?
Sell the police department. You're under arrest. Now let's go, son. Just come quietly. Son, just come quietly. Son, just come. Wait. How did I not get him? These kids, they're just so fast. Where did he go? He's not getting away. What, these old bones? Carlo.
Sergeant Pappy. How are you?
I don't shake the hands of criminal, drug-abusing con scum such as yourself.
I'm clean now.
It doesn't matter if you were clean, you were dirty once, and you're still dirty until you go to confession.
Okay.
Alright, now Carlo, man.
Yes, Sergeant Pappy?
It's been a while since I found you in that ditch outside of Strasburg, Pennsylvania.
It was Philadelphia.
It was in Pennsylvania. Now, I had to get reconstructive surgery on my knee after that dive that I took.
That's unfortunate.
So, just thought you should know, it's all your fault. And let's
I
get,
couldn't
into,
pay for your health insurance. Sorry.
let's get into this interview. Alright, so, how has your life changed since you quit?
Ever since I quit, my life is just a lot better now. It's just, everything feels much more clear, there's much more time in the day, I'm much more productive. The biggest plus has to be that my family is now like welcoming me back with open arms. They're just like, it's okay, you were lost, you did some bad things, but we all do bad things. My dad told me some weird stuff that he did in college, and I was like, stop, please, Dad. But then they welcome me back. I'm reconnected with my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, my mother, my father, my brother, my dog, most importantly.
That's the most important relationship. That's your best friend, isn't
He knew first, too, in case he would smell it. And he was,
it? Did he ever get lifted with you?
yeah, I think so.
I can't believe you let Scooby-Doo light a wacky smack it, but
I'm
anyways.
sorry, he just wanted to enjoy.
Do you know what the National Institute on Drug Abuse says about marijuana?
Seeing as I had to relearn to read after, because I was so high, I forgot how to read. No.
It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words. And you know what these words add up to?
No.
Marijuana makes you anxious. It can hurt your relationships.
They hurt mine.
It can hurt your self-esteem and your opinion on yourself. It makes you lazy. You lose your drive. You get hungry when you're not actually hungry.
That is true. I did eat way too much.
Now, you experienced all the symptoms, didn't you?
All of those symptoms and then some. Yes.
And then some.
I had a lot of symptoms. Because I started when I was like 3, so.
You must have been the coolest kid on the block. Kids would walk up to you and say, hey, can I have that sticky dank thing? And you would have to look at them and be like, it's mine.
Yeah. Kids were all greedy. Like, give me your stuff.
So how long has it been since you quit?
It's been a year. Ever since that day. When you found me in that ditch in the middle of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I've been walking around local skate parks in my Hollister hoodie and my Abercrombie jeans.
It's 2007?
It's what the kids are wearing, right?
Not really.
Is that what the kids are wearing?
It's not what the kids are wearing.
I was trying to look young and hip. I was going around asking for weed, but
How'd that go?
they didn't give it to me. They actually like ran.
Because they probably knew you were narcs.
I had my badge on already.
You had your badge on, your hoodie?
I just wanted to just kind of express my authority. But you're doing better.
I'm doing much better now. Everything's better. I found a job. I finished school. I got engaged. I'm gonna get married soon.
Where's your ring?
I lost it.
Yeah, sell it for drug money, right?
No! I would never do that. I'm clean and I'm never going back.
I'm just
I
looking.
just left it at home. Okay. I just left it at home. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I don't want you to have a relapse as bad as the Eminem album.
I will never have a relapse as bad as the other one. Because I did not write Stan.
You know, it was a good interview.
Are we ever gonna?
One of these days, you'll earn it.
Will I ever earn a handshake, Sergeant Pat?
I just said, one of these days. I understand one of the effects of marijuana is short-term memory loss,
Yeah.
but one of these days you'll get it.
Will I ever earn a handshake, Sergeant Pat?
One of these days, you'll get it.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.